I love you very much, and your
Oh,
presence in every Sunday
oh,
afternoon.
thanks. Oh,
I love you.
thanks. Oh, I love you too. Thank you for saying that.
And I was going to ask you about Khaleesi. Are you planning to have puppies
Oh
of
no,
Khaleesi?
she can't have babies.
Yeah.
She had like a womb out, so she couldn't have
Oh,
babies.
okay.
So yeah, no, she can't have them.
Okay.
And
That's too.
she's too old now. She's 9 years old.
Yeah, it's 9. That's too
Yeah,
old, I think.
yeah. So that's like something like 64 in human years or something.
Okay. I have a dog. Her name is Windy. She's now 6. And
Oh
when she
yeah,
was 2 years, she had a what do you call it when she had 5
litter.
puppies.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
and
sweet.
that was amazing. They were all 5 totally distinctly different
Oh,
personalities. So amazing to watch them.
yeah. And it's meant
And
to
they're
really
what?
help the mother, like make her more friendly and more
Yes, she
mater
definitely got more. What's the word? Keeping
maternal.
the house. Uh, what's the word when you? She barks when someone comes.
Ah,
More.
defensive, like a more
Yeah, much more.
defensive.
Yeah. But she's half Tibetan and Tibetan. What's the word? Spaniel.
Oh, yes, Spaniel, yeah.
Yes, she's half that and half Papillon.
Oh,
And I
sweet.
learned that the Tibetan Spaniels, they were bred to keep the monks in Tibet aware of people coming, because they kept their eyes closed most of the time. So they needed someone to tell when someone was around. So I
Oh,
can't get
sweet.
that off for Winnie. She will always be telling us when someone comes, but it's over. As soon as we know, it's
Yeah.
over. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to send me a picture of her. I wonder what she looks like.
Yeah, she's so beautiful. I will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you about something, and this is a little bit personal, but it's okay. I will keep it on stream. It's no problem.
Yeah.
Because I feel that my life is flowing. By the way, I have to say that talk with the gentleman before, and also the last call, they have all been so very warming my heart.
Yeah.
Very much. Very
Yeah.
beautiful. I love them both.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. I was going to ask about this shitty thing that suddenly, out of the blue, I've fell in love. I've fallen in love, and that's very, very disturbing. My peace.
Yeah.
Yeah, very much. Very, very much. And I really don't know how to handle this other than just turning my back on that and saying it's okay. I would just drop that. No go. And that's also very painful because it's a kind of mutual thing. So it's wrong at the same time.
Yeah. Have you ever looked into attachment styles? Have you ever heard about this?
No, I haven't.
You might find this helpful if you look. Yeah, it's called attachment styles, and I can't explain it now. Like
No.
it's
But thank you. I will check
it's
it out.
really complex, but
Yeah, it is really complex.
it can be really helpful. It's kind of like really complex, but it's also really simple. It's basically the theory of it is that in the first like 3 and 6 years, so your first 3 years and then your first 6 years,
Yeah.
like your attachment to your primary caregiver is really important, and then and if you've had difficulties with attaching to your primary caregiver, then it kind of goes on to talk about like the difficulties in which it creates in relationships as you get older. And it's so helpful understanding this, I've found, because it kind of it will make you understand or it will help you or guide you to understand what your unconscious is doing in that dynamic. Because and this is not, it's not really to do with non-duality. Like really falling in love is a bit of an abstract thing. What I think falling in love is 2 different elements. Is one, it makes you, it's like all you ever long for. So it makes you feel very safe and secure. And then what happens is the seeking stops. So you begin to taste the divine in that interaction. But that is like really, really scary. And then you've got your conditioned responses that are formed in the first like 6 years of your life of how you deal with that intimate relationship.
Yeah.
Because it's so fascinating, like our fundamental thing of being a human is relationship, like subject, object. So and in our first 5 years or 6 years of life, our parents are teaching us like our relationship with objects, which includes humans. So if you've got like a really insecure relationship in those first 5 years, then you'll tend to be more insecure in this subject-object relationship. Non-duality talks about going beyond that, like the love which is beyond that. But in the human world, it's all about those 5-6 years.
I know.
In the way
it freaks me very much out, but at the same time, I am in this. This heavenly
realm as well, and maybe like exploring this on the human level, because I do think that we can change it, and you can like recondition it to an extent, and exploring it with a safe person is like a really exciting thing to do, to see like on the human level the way in which you're seeing that relationship, the way in which you're pushing it away, or the way in which you're grabbing onto it, the seeking energy that gets involved, you know, like seeking energy comes, and then there's like very strong identification with the person.
So very strong.
So, and I think it's because relationship is the most important thing in the human world. Also, totally vulnerable.
Totally vulnerable.
And
but that was very good tips. Thank you very much. Attachment styles. I will do check this out.
And it's like a really simple theory, but I think it's like a really like it's complex to understand it. So you need to take time in understanding.
Yeah, but it also depersonalize. What's the word? Yeah, it's not so very sticky. I can get it.
Yeah, and it's just simply like looking at the way in which you attach to your first primary caregiver or the few primary caregivers, and then the way in which you deal with that. So we all deal with it in different ways. So for me, I tend to be, I think when I was younger, I was a lot of things, but now I'm becoming more secure, also because of my current partner. So I'm more secure in relationships. So therefore and also my awakenings and stuff, so I have quite a security now. But my tendency is to be avoidant. So my tendency is to withdraw and to be by myself, to feel like happy by myself.
Yeah.
Which
I believe
also
that also is my own tendency. But also at when I was around 1, my mother left my father, and we didn't really connect met once a year for years.
And with your mother or with your father?
When I lived with my mother.
All right, so with your father,
Yeah, and I did not look forward to going to him at all. I was very, very much missing my home when I was a child, and he didn't understand. He was like, "Oh, you're missing your mother. That's a very good sign. Yes, please go to bed. Go back to bed." You know. And it was a lot of nights I was not very happy going to sleep. I did not feel very safe, and I do feel the same anxiety involved in this, in loveness that I do feel now, and that really, really shoves me far back, and I just want to have nothing to do with this guy at all. So,
but what we do, but on the human level, like forgetting awakening or not awakening, even if you're the most enlightened person, we do want intimacy on the human level, because we don't survive alone. We can kind of survive alone in this society now because of the concept of money, but it's still there is, like, even with your dog, there's an urge to have intimacy, and so your natural desire actually will be to be close with him and to have intimacy, but then your defense will be to avoid.
I know. But thank you. I will check this out.
Maybe it's really helpful. So I notice, like, if I'm being avoidant now, I'll tend to try now to notice if I'm being avoidant. And being avoidant, like when you begin to get into it, you realize that being avoidant, Like, so one thing that I'll do is I'll start noticing that I begin to imagine being by myself. And that is part of being avoidant. And I didn't really realize that that was a bit of a defense strategy that I was doing, because I've done it for so many years and I do really enjoy my own company. And that's not a problem. Like, that's like it's good to enjoy your own company.
Problem free. That's very problem
But
free.
why, when you're with people, are you imagining being alone? Like, so your alone time will come when it comes. But if you're imagining it, then it tends to be that there's like a part of my human character that's distancing. And so when that begins to happen now, like I'm imagining it, like I'll begin to realize that I'm distancing, and actually you want to connect. We actually want to connect. So I see it as a sign.
It doesn't feel good when it happens.
Yeah. So I see it as a sign to actually move a little bit forward rather than backwards. But it's really interesting. You'll find loads of it on the internet. It's really in vogue at the moment.
I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you too. And